really nice guys here from Orange today, and all my conduits are full. There's been so much rain, they're all full of water. And they're like, no problem, we'll just stick our hands in there. And I'm like, well, let's try to fix it a little bit. Okay, today has gone very differently than expected. I wanted to get out and do solar panels. That was my plan. And the fiber installation guys, internet guys, were supposed to come today. And they did come. They're supposed to be here at 8. They were here at 9. So I hate waking up when there's nobody there. But really good guy and good attitude. You know, he looked at some holes that were completely flooded with water. He's like, no, pas problem, no problem. He goes, I can put my hand into the water. I'm like, oh, good attitude. So, and they came back and they said, oh, we got a big problem. Again, we have probably about 400 meters of line that runs from the street all the way to the stables. And it runs up in the air on poles, but some of those poles have fallen and some of them have had trees come down on them. So they walked me through the bush. I got scarred up, as they did too. Hard job, good for them. And I brought the hedge trimmer down and made myself a route now, so it's a little better. And they said, yeah, we can't run it on these poles because some of these poles are falling over and there's too much brush. And so I said, well, can I get my chainsaw and clear it? And they're like, no, way too much work. Way too much work. Here, by the way, this is cool, eh? At one time, it looks like there was a stone wall, and this is the edge of the property. Now, this might have belonged to the neighbor and not us, because our chateau is fairly new, right? 1800s, and theirs is 1400s, so it might be theirs. But you can see the wire, and you can see all the trees coming down on it. You know, that's not okay. And some of the poles are tilted, and they go, we can't even put our ladder against the pole, it'll fall over. So I said, well, can you run it on the ground? And they said, no, if we get inspected, we'd be in trouble for that. You can't just run a wire on the ground. I said, oh, okay. And so what they wanted to do, let's see if I can walk you through here. They said, how well do you know your neighbors? I said, well, they're good folks. I said, we know them. And he goes, well, could we string a wire over their lawn? And I said, I don't know. In fact, honestly, if it was my yard, I'd probably say no. You don't really want a wire right through the, I said they don't want poles and stuff. And they was like, no, we don't need a pole, just wires. And so I'll show you where they wanted to put it. If I can find it. If I can get us up here. By the way, the foundation here, there's a big stone foundation from what at one point would have been probably the wall. It's kind of cool. It runs down the whole line. And you can see there's the telephone wire here, right? Trees falling on it all over the place. So this is actually, I've actually been for about an hour with the hedge trimmer cleaning this up. So they wanted to come over here. Now this is the neighbor's yard, so I'm not gonna go out here. But this is the walled garden. That's very cool. They wanted to run a wire right over it, and I'm thinking, you know, I don't think they're gonna be okay with that. I don't even know, I don't think I'd be okay with it if we own the property. You don't want just a wire running over the, so we walked around, we were thinking, and then he's like, well, how about this? He's like, what if you go buy some conduit and we run the wire where it's open up high, and then we just lay conduit on the ground, which I guess they can do, all the way over to the stables through this forest, and then we can still do it. I said, done. That's fantastic. So $200 of conduit. I'm gonna make sure that it's okay conduit before I start unraveling it and putting it out, just to make sure it's not the wrong one. You know, I want to get my money back and exchange it if it's the right one. But this is kind of cool. It's super fun to walk around here, actually, through this sort of hidden forest that we never go into. And I think this wire is right on the line, so I think this is all ours over here, including this ruin I'm stepping on. It's like covered in ivy. It's kind of cool. So I mean, so many possibilities when you buy a French chateau. Like, you know, if this was America or Canada, you got this whole area. You could just put a house here. Got the cool stone wall at the back. You know, clear this stuff out. There's a lean-to that has fallen over time. And then you got this area here. This could be like a front house. You know, house kind of at the front of the property. Got a little bit of a yard already. And I mean, in the scope of things we could do and ideas, we're not even close. Like, this would be not in the top 10, and yet if this was a property in America, this would be a really good a really good idea, a really good choice. Fun spot, actually. So, you know, the whole day so far, half the day has been trying to figure out what we're gonna do here. And I think if we solve it, I mean, that's gonna be huge. So half a day well spent.
Okay, so our internet friends are out there hopefully getting paid really well for everything that they're trying to accomplish, because yikes, it is freezing out today. And I'm gonna go to the grocery store, first time in a long time, oof, thank goodness, and and get some things for this weekend. We're going over to someone's house for lunch, and on the weekend, kind of like a American Thanksgiving deal, and it'll be nice. So I need a few things, and then I'll be back. So I'm at the grocery store right now, picking up a few things, and they have a whole little extra freezer section of interesting like hors d'oeuvre stuff for the holidays. I thought I'd show you. So we've got the normal puff pastry kind of stuff that we're all used to. That's not unusual. Look at that. Interesting, eh? Foie gras, little guys. Little mini sliders. And then over here, there's a Saint Jacques. They have this thing where they use scallops in stuff. But these are like little puff pastry guys, little gougere, which you can actually make. They're just like cheesy little puffs of choux paste that puff up great. These look fun. These are a little pastry with scallops in them for like an appetizer. And more of that. Sometimes they come in these little shells, which I think are adorable, and have everything in there. You just stick them in the oven. Very fun. There's another example, a little bit smaller, and some little roasted meat kind of things. And then last but not least, I think this looks interesting, little creamy mushroom side dishes, which are really interesting. I don't know why you'd need them frozen, but anyway. Even little haricots verts, little green beans with bacon. These are fun. And of course, these guys, which are chestnuts. Also very interesting. Christmas in different countries, always fun to learn. Now also in the ice cream section, you've heard of bûche de Noël, the Yule logs. They have them in ice cream form. Whole bunch of flavors. Really interesting. Little entree looking guys, and then a lot of these. Mint, forest fruits, pistachio, raspberry, that looks fun. Mandarin, vanilla, whiskey toffee, raspberry and passion fruit, vanilla raspberry, vanilla coffee. Aren't those fun? Yeah, that's a fun thing. 8 invites, 8 pieces. It's a cute way of saying it. Super fun, eh?
Now, internet is super important. We have, 25 university students, college students, and all of them use the internet regularly to talk to family and upload stuff and just for their recreation. So us getting fiber internet is a huge step forward, and it's worth the cost of a few $100s for conduit and digging holes, and obviously a little more complicated when you own a chateau, getting all the way to the road, but definitely worth our time. You just sometimes have to talk yourself into it, because you're kind of like, oh, I had all these ideas for today, and the whole day is going to be trenching and getting this going. But if we get this done today, that is a huge, huge step forward. So I got to take solace in that. So here's the conduit. They said green and 60 millimeters. The store, I went to all the stores in town, there's not that many, and they didn't have green 60, they had green 40. And so I'm really hoping that's going to be big enough. It looks like it should be big enough to me. They're only 50-meter lengths, and so it should be able to easy. And they've already got a guide wire through it too, so that should make it even easier. So we'll see if it's okay. If not, we'll run back and get a different size. Well, the guys are great. I was gonna run the cable, but they say it's good, and they want to do it and not have me do it. So I'm like, okay, appreciate it. Good guys. I don't know if everybody's this way or if this is just me and a personal flaw, but when there's guys working on stuff, I just feel paralyzed. Like, I feel like I can't go anywhere. I got to be here just in case they need me. And yet I can't help them. And I don't want to get anything started. I don't know. Is anybody else like that? Is this just me? Super weird. Yeah, it's kind of a weird day with being on call with the internet guys. And so I kind of figure, you know what, let's try to get something done. I feel like I can't get into any big projects, but because they might call at any moment. And so let's fix this little guy. Remember this is the couch that was broken now. Strategy time. How are we gonna do this? Well, we're gonna put some wood glue in there, and we're gonna put one long screw in to hold it while it's setting. So we don't want it to split. So we're gonna drill a long pilot hole so we don't split the wood. And then we got that big long screw. That's a big long screw. And then also we got the bigger bit here, because we'll make coming up. We'll make a little bit of a hole here. I'll just put it right in the middle of the circle and drill that deep so that the screw can be recessed, and then we can fill it with something so it looks just flat after we're done. So that should be fun. You know, I know over time we've got a lot of people that will comment and say, hey, we'd like to see you actually working instead of just talking about working. So let's kill two birds today, and let's do this little project and put it on camera while we're doing it. All right, so we're gonna start by drilling our hole. We got our big long drill. We're gonna hold this together, and we're gonna get it in the perfect spot so that we put the hole in the perfect spot. Be nice to have a clamp, don't have a clamp. Oh, he doesn't want, let's get it in the right spot to start. Let's do that. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, here we go. Hopefully that's gonna be nice and tight. Okay, there we go. We got that guy in. Now we'll put a little glue in there. I was looking for Elmer's glue. It's funny, you get used to what you know. Whoa, hello. And this is French glue. I don't know, it's a different brand, but I'm sure it'll work just fine. We'll put that in there. I'll smooch it around a bit. I'm gonna have to get out there. Let's get a bunch in here. Smoosh it. Yeah, okay, there we go. I think we got her. Lots in there, lots of glue. Okay. Now, hopefully that drill bit's not too big. I don't think it is. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's nice. That's a nice fit. Big, huge screw. Oh, except I remember, you know what I gotta do first? I gotta drill this so that we can submerge it. Okay. Put the bigger bit on. I put this on cinematic. That's why it's going all fuzzy. I was in the mood to be dramatic today. Personally, I wonder if this gets a little boring, just me working, but people say they like it, so, you know, let's give the people what they want. All right, here we go. We'll back this guy out. There we go. Doesn't matter if it comes out, because we're just gonna try to clear this up a little bit. Whoa, that's a big guy, isn't it? Okay, that's enough. Yeah. There, now we can hide that. We can hide that screw in there now. I think. Countersink it. Well, I have to clean the floor, of course, now. Oh, I could use a bigger bit, but this will work. Nice and tight? Yeah, it is nice and tight. Ooh, that's cinched in there really good. Woo, yeah, glue. That's exactly what you want. Glue kind of popped out all the corners. That means it's nice and tight. Again, I don't know that you want me doing your woodworking. You know, I don't know if I'm your guy for that. How we doing? Got all the glue out of there. That looks great. So now we're just gonna have to put something. I wonder if we can get that in a little farther. Let's see if we can get, it's nice and tight though. That really is good. I don't even know if we need the glue, but we probably did need the glue. Let's see if it'll go. Now, I could probably use one size bigger on the bit, but I don't have it, so I'm just gonna push really hard and hope I don't strip it. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That went in a bit, maybe even a little bit more. Push real hard. Yeah, there we go. That's in. So now it's short, so we just fill that and we got a nice working couch. Whoop. You know, I don't have any fill here, so I just put some glue in there for now. And you can still see it, but you know what? When that dries, I might just put a little bit more in. That might be good enough. The glue kind of the same color as the wood. And again, this is kind of at the back. Most people aren't looking at it.
As you know, we relish the sunshine, especially this time of year when it's chilly. And so amongst packing again soon and all of our projects that we've already been trying to clean up, there's the moment where you go, well, I should go outside and work. It's nice out. And then there's the part that says, let's sit in the sunshine and work on other stuff. So there's several other things I should be working on. I should be adding into our Chateau cookbook and tweaking everything that we had made decisions on and new recipes that need to get added and all of those kinds of things. And then I also need to start looking at tile and stuff like that for our bathroom project, which would be very, very nice to do. So many things to research, many things to do, but the most important thing is the sun. Sometimes this time of year, you hear a lot less birds. And one of my favorite things, oops, careful Bing, are the birds. And listen to them today. Oh, in the spring, they're amazing. Thought I heard a rooster. Oh, they're happy today. That's for sure. It's been cold and today's been delightful. They're much less vocal this time of year, but anytime we get a little tweet, we are happy. So there's been a bed that has stayed in our bedroom as an extra bed all these months because we didn't need it. It's a double bed. And now it's time to just get it out because I would like it out of the corner at least for a few months so we can use the rest of our space. And I'm gonna put it back in the back hall and get out of the way and regain some extra square feet in our room. Can't wait. Okay, a nice little spot for this to sit for the off-season months, out of the way. Can't see it down the hall, which is very nice. And as we keep putting away the bedrooms, putting them to bed, we keep getting cleaner and tidier. So nice. So this is where it's been hiding, the box spring and mattress, behind the armoire. But now I would like to move our chairs in. These chairs, I like to move them over so we can actually use them. And then I'll move the vanity over, and I think we're gonna get rid of the television from up there. It'd be nice to see the mirror. So anyways, it is nice to rearrange. It also helps when cleaning. It's kind of my rule. You clean the room, you rearrange it. You may as well get some joy out of it. All right, nothing like a little cleaning job and cleaning up Rob's little corner mess. He still has some stuff he has to sort through. And rearranging some things to try and get a little semblance of order back. Always makes you feel good when you can vacuum and clean and get stuff done. I still have to do the top of the mantle and, you know, all that kind of stuff, but we're getting there. Next room, students' rooms. So sometimes there's things.
She knows what I'm thinking.
That you just have to say, we got 2 minutes. We're just waiting for a dude to come back anyway. Let's just do it.
And so
there's been this light over the back door that I've always said, can we just try and see if this dumb light, there's a switch at the back door. Let's just put a light bulb in it. Yeah. Many years later.
4 years later. And what was the solution?
I'm going to go upstairs and get a light bulb. I brought you shoes.
We got a light bulb. And does it switch off?
It does.
Let's see.
Next thing is
Let's see how this magical thing works. Look at that. We've got light. Now we just need a motion detector so that it comes on when you walk up to it.
Well,
because it is awfully dark down here.
A much cuter light.
Well, that too probably. Yeah, it
now
does
the
look...
next question is, how do we make that doorbell work?
Yeah. This is kind of cool. The guys are, I think they're pulling the cable out to see how far it comes. Okay, well, either it went well or badly. They're wrapping up what I think is the old wire. Yeah, I'm literally dying of curiosity. He was pulling and pulling, and then the other guy came running and said, stop. I'm like, ah. So much effort, so much work for such a little thing. That, by the way, fiber optic cable. Look at how tiny. Look at how tiny. All your incredibly fast internet coming through that little tiny thing. Now we put it down here. Obviously you want your router in the middle of the house, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna run it to our Google Mesh system. So we'll put the router down here and then we'll run Cat5 cable. And we have these great conduits. We have these great methods of running cables and all manner of things. And so we'll just run it right on top of there. In fact, there's already cat cable there. We might have to upgrade to newer cat cable because we want something that can do the 1,000 megabytes. And then we'll have it go up at various points. And you'll have, I think we have 5 routers. So we'll probably go 1, 2, 3 on the Cat5. And then probably 1 over there too. So 4 of them on the Cat5. And then the last one will just work with Wi-Fi. Technically, this mesh system, I don't know if you're familiar with the internet, but these little pucks, basically you have your internet and then they talk to each other. And so you can be anywhere in this huge chateau and it still works. And it works with Wi-Fi, but it's a lot faster with cable. So we'll probably try to use both. Well, guys, they did the internet and they got it all hooked up downstairs. And by the way, so we don't have it hooked up to the mesh yet, but this is just, look at that, 740 megabytes down. And that's going through, that's in the basement coming up through the floor already. So that's one step removed. To put things in perspective, here comes the upload. 640 uploading. When we were on DSL, I think we were getting 2 or 3, and then we upgraded to Starlink, and we'd get up to, for uploading, we'd maybe get 10 or 15, and now 600. So gonna be a lot easier to upload video. And of course, we're working with college students, so this is really, really good news for the Chateau. That was a good day. Super thankful to the guys. They worked so hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we are. It's nighttime. There's a tiny road right behind our house. And I thought, you know what? I've never seen the lights on the Chateau and what it looks like from the road. So let's see if we can see them. In case you've ever wondered what it's like driving up to the Chateau at night with the lights on, pretty cool. Big beast emerging out of the darkness. What a day, guys, what a day. So glad to have that internet done, and also not to have guys coming tomorrow so I can just work. But man, what a step forward. Hey, let's finish off the day with some Christmas carols. Okay guys, I think the piano's going out of tune with the cold, but here we go. Thou didst leave thy throne. It's a more obscure Christmas carol, but still beautiful.